Hello viewers, so I am back with my new video, Trade Routes in Classical Times from UASST for grade 5. Here we have the learning objectives to explain the development of trade routes, to describe the spices and incense trade routes, to understand the importance of trade and trade routes to UAE. The UAE link, flourishing trade existed in UAE with other countries of Asia since classical period. The CC link, history, as we find the reference of classical period and the trade links between the various. Let us do the recap. This is from the previous lesson. Where was Alexander the Great born? Who was his tutor? What was the extent of his empire? To answer those questions, now let's see the introduction of this lesson. What are spices? Why are they important? And how shall food be without spices? And some more questions have been asked in the textbook. I hope you will be able to answer it. If not, then please go through the next slide. So here are the questions and answers which I have put up. You can add some more points of your own. Now let us see the lesson. The ancient Romans and Greeks used spices like ginger and cinnamon for cooking and medicine. They wanted incense to be burnt at religious ceremonies. However, these commodities were produced in the Arabian Peninsula, Indian subcontinent, and Far East Asia. When I say Arabian Peninsula, those are all the Arabian countries which we have. Indian subcontinent is India and its neighboring countries, and Far East Asia, that is Java, Sumatra, Indonesia, and so on. The problem was how to get these spices from one part of the world to another, because these were the spices and the incense which were found in the Arabian regions, in the Asian countries, and the Romans and the Greeks were in the European continent. So from one continent to the other continent, how are they supposed to transport it? Sailors from Arabian Peninsula traveled on the seas to get spices and other goods from the Indian subcontinent and Asia back to ancient times. By sea, goods could be transported relatively quickly and in large quantities. Now here the spice route has been put up. The map you can see very clearly. The one which is in blue is obviously the sea route, whereas the land route is done with red. Please go through. Ports appeared on the Arabian Peninsula to buy and sell spices and other goods. This meant that the towns and the cities grew and became wealthy from the trade. Obviously, trade brings about a lot of wealth because you have lot of uh, buying and selling of the goods. So over here, the goods was none other but the spices, the silk, the incense, and so on. With the demand from Rome and Greece, ships went on to the Mediterranean to the port of Alexandria. Now, this you can see over here in the map. You can see very clearly Europe. Below European continent, you can see the Mediterranean Sea and Egypt. In Egypt, we have Alexandria, the port city of Alexandria. As spices were the main goods transported, the trade routes were called the spice routes. They were overland routes too. You can see those overland routes with red. So which made the civilizations along them rich. So that means the countries of China, India, Central Asia, that is nowadays it is called as Kazakhstan, Uzbekistan, Kyrgyzstan, Turkmenistan, then Iran, all these countries, then the Arabian continent, peninsula, all these regions had become wealthy because of the trade of spice and incense. How was this frankincense or the incense being extracted? The one which you can see in the picture over here is of the tree, that is the Boswellia tree. Then there is a cut in the bark wherein you can see the sap which is flowing out, and with that dried sap from this tree, that liquid which flows out from that tree when the bark has been cut, so that dry sap is collected and then it is dried up and to a great extent so that it looks like a stone, and then it is burnt. When it is burnt, it gives off a very pleasant smell. So frankincense and myrrh are not the common names now. About 2000 years ago, people in the Roman Empire used frankincense to make incense. Now, this they used to use it in various occasions, like in religious ceremonies and so on. The only places that the trees grew are Yemen, Oman, and Ethiopia, which is very much away from the Mediterranean region, wherein the Romans and the Greeks were residing. Now, what did the Arabians and the other merchants do? So, the incense route brought the products overland from the southern Arabia to the port of Gaza on the Mediterranean Sea. Now, this was the route by which they made the incense available to the Romans and to the Greeks. From Gaza, the incense was taken by ship to countries around the Mediterranean, including Rome. I have put up the incense route map over here. You can see the Mediterranean Sea, Alexandria port, and you can see the Red Sea. How the from the Indian Ocean they went into the Red Sea, and from the Red Sea they went through a land route and then entered into the Mediterranean region. Next, the overland route was a very long route covering almost 2000 kilometers. Traders usually traveled in groups, often using camels to carry the products. These groups were called as caravans. So you can see in the picture below over here, there were uh, many people. It was a huge, big procession of people, of the traders, and these traders were on camel, mounted on camel with lots and lots of incense and spices and so on. Camels were used because the route went through the desert. That's the reason they did not use any other animal, because the camels are said to be the ship of the desert. They can only survive and they can only walk in that hot sand. So the camels were used for the land route, as the incense route passed through the desert. The land journey was dangerous and it took 60 days for them to reach their destination. That is, here we have the Nabateans. Now the Nabatean civilization, it thrived, it grew around 2000 years ago in the desert, which is now modern day country of Jordan. They traveled around the area between the Euphrates River and the Red Sea on the trade routes. Their travels gave them detailed knowledge of the land and where they could find groundwater in the desert. They knew where to find sources of food in the desert, like the date palms. Now, in the map over here, you can see the brown patch, and this is the place where the Nabatean Empire was situated, modern day Jordan. And you can see in yellow Petra mentioned over there. So the Petra site is still there. One can go and see it in Jordan. Now, these Nabateans, they became wealthy. So when the caravans came across their land, they provided them, these people, Nabateans provided them the guidance of the food, water, and shelter. They traded good things with the travelers and dealt in such goods such as spices, incense, then gold, animals, iron, copper, sugar, medicines, ivory, perfumes, and fabrics, just to name a few. When I say ivory, those are beautiful articles which is made from the tusk of the elephant. Then they have mentioned about animals. So animals, especially the best kind of horses, were traded. Now this trade made the Nabateans wealthy. The traces of Nabateans can be seen at the ancient site, that is at Petra, a city which is carved from the rocky mountainside. The one which you can see over here in the picture, the same picture is there in your textbook also. Please go through. So here we have activity 1 from the textbook. Please go through. Activity 2 very much from your textbook. Please go through. Even activity 3, and there are a few activities. Like in activity 2, they are asking you to draw the spice route by sea, then the incense route, draw it. So it is just your map activity which you have to do it in your textbook itself. Then this is activity 3. You can add some more points over here of your own. Then comes 4, wherein they are asking you to list the dangers of overland trade and oversea trade. I have listed a few. You can write some. Then comes activity 5, again from your textbook. What are the goods which are traded by UAE, exported and imported? I have mentioned it. And then the why is the sea transportation better than land or air? That has also been mentioned. Now, after that, you had activity 6, which is a map, and it is a map which you are supposed to draw it. Put a map or drawing showing the trade route, so that you have to do it in your textbook. Next is the plenary. These are the questions which I have framed for you. I hope you will be able to answer it. I come to the end of my video. Before I conclude my video, again a humble request. If you haven't subscribed, please do subscribe. Please be generous enough to give me a thumbs up if you liked my video. Share it, and please press the bell button for my latest notifications of the video. Take very good care of yourself. Stay healthy. Keep smiling. See you next time with my next video. Till then, bye bye.